Yeah, we live. Yeah, we live. We live. We talking about the lockdown causing a breakdown. You know, we causing a breakdown and lockdown and breakdown. We on lockdown. We're gonna discuss that tonight. Right now, we discussing lockdown and breakdown in Grenada. Yeah. I'm going to teach all you how to keep them virus away from your system. We have a lot of things to talk about tonight, you know. Real thing to talk about tonight. Real thing to talk about tonight. Real thing to talk about how the virus come into the body or blah, 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 blah. Yeah? What they're doing, all these plagues they're talking about. Let's talk about the virus. Let's talk about the lockdown first. Good night, everybody. Let me shoot on the live. Live up the live now. Let me shoot on the live. Everybody's on the live. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, yes, Carter. Yes, yes. Give thanks. All right. Now, we don't want nobody to be disrespectful on the live to no one, period. All right, if you cannot talk good to people, you know, remove yourself from the post. If you cannot respect each other's opinion, please remove yourself from the post, or else we are going to delete you. You know, we want to respect each other's race, each other's opinion, each other's religion. I don't want to disrespect on the post. No obscene languages either. All right. We will deal with our constructive criticism and we will deal with it and answer the questions. But we don't want no one coming on the live and disrespecting each other. All right? Because everybody have their own opinion and everybody's opinion should be respected. All right? That's bottom line. If you believe, you don't believe, that's okay. But don't come on the live and disrespect any one of my followers and my friends, okay? Because you will be deleted right away. All right? Wonderful. Now, they have us on lockdown from last week. The Minister of Health came on television on Sunday night last week, Sunday, and said to us, last week, Monday was the last day, but I was so wise that in February of 2020, the last week in February, I knew that a virus was going to come to the Caribbean eventually. So I stocked up. And I've been telling everybody, listen, the world is on the brink of extinct. That's just bottom line. And that is very true. All right? We're going to have more plagues, we're going to have more viruses because they've been coming from years ago now. I pack up all my stuff. I get fruits, I get vegetables, and I freeze them. A lot of us can't do that, but that's what I did in February. So I have to go and stand up on the line. The Minister of Health came, and I want to give them the jacket because they did try, but they tried the wrong way. The Minister of Health came last week Sunday on television and said, Monday is locked down. From Monday, last week Monday, we had to go out for the last time. We couldn't go out on Tuesday, locked down for 24 hours. Then they gave us Wednesday to go outside from 8 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon. Then they gave us Friday. Now listen to this. If you're going to lock down a country, yeah, and you don't explain to people about the health benefits or the danger of going out there without a mask on, and you have people in fear and running because they have families to feed, single mothers, and you come on Sunday and tell them, listen, Monday is your last day, so from Tuesday you're all locked down. Wednesday, you only allowed to come out the house from 8 a.m. in the morning to 12 p.m. and you're only allowed to go to the supermarket. That's it. Got to go back home. Huh? People are fearful. So you all did it the wrong way. No, you all trying to rectify what the mistake you all made. Because how you expect to tell people to come go out in a store on 8 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon in stores, the line long line, and people don't have no mask on. But you want to protect us from viruses. That's a contradiction, though. How you protecting us from the virus when you have us, people in the stores, line long, clocked each other, you say 6 feet apart, but you have them on each other's back, no mask on, and before they go into the same supermarket, they're spraying their hands, and they're going to spray their hands. But they still have, come on, man. That's a joke business to me. Now, you come today and said to the people of Grenada now, well, you know what? We were making a mistake. So tomorrow, which is Monday, the 6th of April, we're going to allow you all to come out of the house from 8 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m., but you have to wear a mask now. And you have to stay 6 feet away from each other now. And you have to go into the supermarket, one person from the family. So why you all did that before? So what I'm saying to people is no, well, anyway, no, well, what happened now? So if Monday gone, Wednesday gone, Friday gone. Suppose some people had the virus standing in the line Friday, and some people had the virus standing in the line on Wednesday, without no mask, only sanitizers, and they're breathing out somebody else's throat. Don't you all think who in charge of this or the whole system here, don't you all think that people are going to get a virus eventually? Last week, for the amount of people I see on the streets, for the amount of people I see lining up in the stores without a mask on, and close to each other, but you come today and say tomorrow, oh, I realize we're making a mistake, so tomorrow now, from 8 to 5, you're going to go out, but you have to have a mask on now. So why you all did that last week? I'm stuck inside the house for 24 hours, can't go nowhere, and still people being vulnerable outside in a long line. Come on, man. Come on, people. That's common sense. I just use wisdom, You understand? So, I didn't have to go outside, but I went out on Friday, to look at the line. And everywhere you go in them store, the line long. And people is right next to each other. No mask on. You know what I mean? So if somebody have the virus, don't have a fever, but it's there, and now they're saying to you, you can breathe and breathe it out. The droplets are there. You can speak and breathe it out. People talking to each other. So how come you never tell them that before? How now you listen to me and Ken Roy Baptiste talk about that yesterday and come to us today and say, oh, tomorrow the 6th of April, you all have to have the whole mask on now. So what about all the people, thousands of people who've been outside Wednesday and Friday on the long lines from 8 to 12? Huh? What about them? Yeah? So they couldn't be carrying the virus either? Huh? And right now, you tell us now to go out now with a mask on, but last week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you had people without mask and on a line, and they could be carrying the virus. That's what I'm saying to you. But you have me locked down for 24 hours, and I can't do nothing. Huh? Come on, man. Yeah, I mean, you'll have to do better than that. You understand? I ain't angry, but you'll have to do better than that. You understand? Second thing. Everybody have this theory about 5G and this G. Yeah? Look at all your house. All your house full of TVs and full of fan and full of electrical clock and full of all these phones. Huh? And these fridges. Yeah? So you're not you're all not vulnerable to all these chemicals, all these radiation. So what's your talk about 5G? People are coming on social media and talking so much crap, and people pick it up and they just go with it. When you go into a tanning salon and sit in a tanning salon, you're getting more radiation than 5G. Trust me. Iran don't have it. Iran don't have 5G. South Korea full of it. So how come South Korea now don't have no viruses? Nobody could they cover it down. But they have lots of 5G. Huh? Come on, man. You have to know you're all talking. Man. You can't come and talk to me. You have more sense than that. You understand? So, when you're going outside, tomorrow, Grenadians, they tell you wear all your mask. Here now. Not only your mask, because as I said before, that the virus is like cool places, which is your nose and your eyes, to get in. So here my technique. That's what I did when I went out on Friday and Wednesday to look at the people. Because I don't shop no more because my phone, I pull up I've been shopping since February because I know I prepare like Joseph in Egypt for these times because they're going to happen. So what I did, I tell people, listen, walk with all your peppermint oil. Because once you all outside, remember that the sun deactivates viruses. That's why God put it in a certain part in the sky. You understand? They cannot deny that either. That's why when the summertime comes, the virus gone. But in the fall, it come back. We're going to teach you that in another way, but these people's here. You understand? When you go outside tomorrow, make sure all you have peppermint oil in all your hands. You understand? Make sure you have a dark glasses. You understand? Make sure when you put on your mask tomorrow, tight, really tight. Make sure you take your peppermint oil. I'm teaching you all some new tricks. They don't teach you all of that. You take the oil and you run it against your nose with a bandana. Right? While you are on the road or in the line in the supermarket, the heat from the peppermint oil is in the bandana. So the heat is going into your nose. And remember that The virus don't like no heat, so you can't get in. So even though you are on the line in the supermarket and you have your mask on or you have your bandana on, whatever it is, you make sure you walk with some peppermint oil, even though you can do it in America too, and pick the peppermint oil and rub it up, just put it against your nose and smell it, and the fumes will take on the bandana. So every time you're outside, you're inhaling that heat, and the virus can't come in. I'm a teacher all year. Because I'm teaching all you nothing in Grenada. You know what I mean? All the teaching all you say is wash all your hands and stay 5-6 feet away from people. Yeah? I can hug my children. I still hug my children, man. You know what I'm saying? But they don't teach you all these things, man. You know what I mean? Washing your hands is all good, but what about your immune system? What about keeping the nose and the eyes, heated so the virus can't come? They don't teach all you that because they know better. You know what I mean? That's why I like the doctor called Dr. Anthony Fauci. He's a smart doctor. So that's one way. When you go outside tomorrow, Grenadians, get some peppermint oil or some albus oil. Either one of them, albus oil, peppermint oil, eucalyptus oil, they're hot. You know what I mean? And then you're going to put it right in the bandana. And when you're outside on the line, it creates a heat in the membranes inside so the virus cannot come in. It kills it. Look at right here. Eucalyptus, albus oil, anything that's hot. Make sure you put it on your bandana. And you inhale it. So when you're outside, it's heat inside there. I'm teaching you all these things, man. They don't teach all you nothing. Right, now, the next thing is the 5G. Let's look at the 5G theory. Now, all them people who come and talk about the 5G and the 5G and 5G. 5G does do what 5G does do. Yeah? And you have all these radiation in your house. You have clocks in your house and you're talking about 5G. 5G plays a role, yes. 5G give what? Leukemia, cancer. You understand? Yeah? Let's look at viruses now. Be coming over here now. It's me alone. Right? It's me alone now. What you doing here now? Boom. Let's look at how does viruses enter your cells. And I want you all to read with me. And that's the reason I want to write it down so you all could listen. And I'll give you all the theory about the 5G, where they get the theory from. How do a virus enter the cells? Answer. Viruses enter through endocytosis. Viruses enter our system or our cells through endocytosis. They are ingested by the host cells through our cell membranes. Let me answer again. How do viruses enter the cells? We had a program on that unless people don't listen. Viruses enter through endocytosis and they are ingested by the host cell through our cell membranes. Endosomes can transport the virus through the cell, making sure that that virus can't be traced or left on the surface of the cell. That can cause our immune system to not recognize that virus. Let me teach all you again, because they keep on confusing you all about vaccine. And now they're going to put it in Africa. They want to kill African people. Viruses enter through endocytosis. They are ingested by the host cells through our cell membranes. Endosomes can transport the virus through the cell, making sure that the virus can't be traced or left on the surface of the cell. That can cause our immune system to not recognize the virus. And we showed you before how the body have another system that can make you recognize the virus and kill it long term if you are healthy. Now make sure you can't get sick. Where do most viruses come from? Now look at this is what the 5G theory is talking about. Where do most viruses come from? The answer, some viruses may stem from our DNA. And that is what the 5G theory people trying to tell you all. Some viruses may stem from our DNA that escape from our genes of a larger organism. Let me repeat it again. Some viruses may stem from our DNA that escaped from our genes of a larger organism. And if you go to that brother called Mike Henry page, he explained to you the theory of the 5G that is nonsense. It can come from plasmids or pieces. Don't forget, I want you all to listen. It can come, the viruses can come from plasmids or pieces of DNA, our DNA that can move between our cells or molecules of DNA that can replicate and move around to different positions within the gene of the cell. So that's when they come with you over this 5G stuff and blah, 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 and you get the virus and the term you get respiratory, blah, blah, blah. Still, they cannot convince me. You understand? I'm going to read it for you all again, so you all could go and teach somebody else. Where do most viruses come from? Some viruses, some of them, may stem from our DNA that escape from our genes of a larger organism. It can come from plasmids of pieces of the DNA that can move between our cells or molecules of DNA that can replicate, duplicate, and move around to different positions within the gene of the cell. I want people to follow. Now, when was the discovery of viruses? There is a Caucasian guy called Dmitry Ivanovsky. In 1892, he discovered a virus from a tobacco plant that was diseased. And you have viruses now as the swine flu from the pork or you're eating on a regular basis, the pork chops and the pigtail swine flu. You understand? But the viruses were discovered by this guy called Dmitry Ivanovsky in 1892. And he realized that a tobacco plant was diseased with a virus, and then he started to say, well, I've talked about viruses. Let me go again, trying to teach people. Let me talk about Ebola. Ebola virus disease. Researcher. Look at him. His name is Peter Piot. You know he come from Belgium, that white nation, in Europe. And in France now, they are looking to put vaccine in Africa to test us out, like they did with the AIDS virus in 1983 and 1984. Researcher Peter Piot discovered Ebola in 1976 and named Ebola after the Ebola River near to the Congo. A lot of black people didn't even know that. Peter Piot discovered Ebola in 1976. He's a Belgian guy, a Caucasian guy, and named it Ebola after the Ebola River near the Congo. Follow me now. Patrick Sawyer, who is a lawyer from Liberia, an American lawyer, a Liberian-American lawyer, he brought the Ebola virus to Nigeria, and more than 11,000 people died from the Ebola virus when it was put in Africa. You understand? So they're paying the price now. You understand? Sorry to say. Patrick Sawyer, look him up too. Patrick Sawyer he was a lawyer from Liberia. And remember that Liberia is a country in Africa with what we call runaway slaves. And he brought that Ebola virus to Nigeria. The beautiful thing about Nigeria was lots of people did not die from the virus there. But more than 11,000 people died from the Ebola virus in Africa, in the Congo. Let me go again. In August 1st of 2018, the Ministry of Health of the Congo declared an outbreak of Ebola in 2018 after they said in 2015 that Ebola was eradicated from the Congo. Back in August 2018, they don't tell you all that though. They only know about America. The Ministry of Health of the Congo declared an outbreak of Ebola, and in February of 2020, the virus Ebola is still affecting the people of the Congo. But you don't see it on the news. Once it's Africa, once it's black people, you don't see it on the news. You don't see it on CNN. You don't see it on Fox News. You don't see it on NSBC or CBS and NBC and ABC. You don't see it there. In August of 2018, the Ministry of Health of the Congo declared an outbreak of Ebola. Why? Because these demons went into the Congo and realized the Congo had lots of minerals and trace minerals. So they let it go back in the Congo in 2018 in August. And in February 2020, the virus is still affecting African people in the Congo. And how you all don't put that on the news now? You all want to come and lock us down. Dig it. Total cases before 2018, after they eradicated the Ebola virus in 2015, total cases in America was 11. Deaths in America from the Ebola, 2. Recoveries from the Ebola in America, 9. Active cases in America now, 0. Black people, listen now. Total cases in America, 2015, was 11. 2 deaths, 9 recoveries. I mean, there's a cure, ain't it? And active cases now in America is 0. None. How come? Dig it. How come though? And it's back in the Congo in 2020, in February. Still affecting the people of the Congo. But America have no cases now. They had 11, 2 deaths, 9 recoveries, and no deaths now, up to this day, from 2015. People have to learn. You all have to do all your research. Then people come and fool you all now. The last Ebola death was in March 2015. In March 2015, the country was Ebola free on May 9th, 2015. But now in February 2020, Ebola is back in the Congo. Something is wrong. Something is wrong with these people, man. They're killing us. You know? They're killing us. Now let's go. Diseases that affected countries. You think all you just get plague? They have more plague to come. Europe and Asia, 1816, 1820, cholera from bad water. USA, 1820, 1823, yellow fever. They say called by the mosquito. And they're still injecting you now when you go into Africa because they say you could get the yellow fever over there. Spain, 1821, yellow fever. USA, 1820, 1823, yellow fever. I'm thinking no start. They've been there before. Australia, 1828, smallpox. Australia in 1828, smallpox. 1620, the plague killed over 30,000 people in northern Africa called Algeria. 1620, a plague killed over 30,000 people from Algeria in North Africa. Between 1654, 1657, 1665, 1691, 1740. Look at it now. I'm giving all the years. I'm doing my research, you know. Between 1654, 1657, 1665, 1691, 1740, there were what? There were 42 plagues. 42 plagues between the year of 1657 to 1740. 42 plagues affected different countries. 2009, the flu pandemic. 1918, Spanish flu killed 16 million people. And the Spanish flu was only named after it got into Spain, but it started in France. The Spanish flu, look at right here, started in France, but because it ended up in Spain, they called it the Spanish flu. You understand? 2020, the coronavirus. They call it SARS virus. Huh? You're going to get more to come. Prophecies of the scriptures of the Most High. Viruses. HTLV, human T-cell lymphoma virus. HSV, herpes simplex virus, 1, 2, 3, and 6. HIV, human immunovirus. Hepatitis A, B, and C, viruses of the liver. Listen to me now. Viruses, like certain places. HTLV, like where? It's like your lymphatic system. Now they call it human T-cell lymphoma virus. Lymphoma, it's called lymphoma. The big scientist they call Dr. Gallo a big liar, a demon, that they're giving all this praise to. He's a demon. Robert Gallo. Retrovirus. This virus here he called HTLV was HIV. When he realized and he fooled the American public that this virus here was a different retrovirus, the HIV, he changed his tune, but the American public had to pick him up already and start putting out his posts about HTLV and HIV. Robert Gallo, that demon, he lies a lot. He's a wicked scientist. Tell him I told you that. Let him sue me. HSV, herpes simplex virus 1, 2, 3, and 6. HIV, the same Robert Gallo again. Hepatitis B, C, A. CMV, cytomegalovirus. Ebola virus, EVB, EVA. HPV, human papillomavirus, love your suffix, the woman suffix. SARS virus, different kind of viruses, and we call it the simian 40 virus. Let's look at this one here that affects the lymphatic system. Let's look at this one here that affects the nervous system. Look at this one here that affects the whole immune system, that kill your cells and cause sarcoma cancer. Let's look at this one here, hepatitis B and C virus that affects your liver and kill your liver long term. Let's look at the cytomegalovirus that causes you to have cancer in your brain and cancer in the joints. Let's look at Ebola virus that kill pale black people. Let's look at the HPV virus that lacks a woman's cervix. Let's look at the SARS virus, that affects that different kind of virus, the mutation virus now. Let's look at the simian 40 virus now. Look at them. That's the killer right there. This virus right here was infected or put into the polio vaccine and the hepatitis B vaccine. This one right, the simian 40. Let them know that too. Because in 1951, they took the monkey serum of the monkey kidney and put it into a polio vaccine, but they knew for a fact the same Robert Gallo, who was in the Cameroon, with all them scientists in Africa. Simian 40 was in the monkey. They took the monkey serum from the monkey kidney and developed a vaccine called the polio vaccine to depopulate polio. Dr. Fark, what his name is, talking about the polio vaccine. But they was injecting the simian 40 in African people. You understand? Simian 40. Look it up. Simian for short. Simian 40 for short. Simian 40 for short. It is an immunosuppressor to HIV. Simian 40 virus is an immunosuppressor to HIV. The rat have it. The monkeys have it. The cat have it. The cattle have it. And the sheep have it too. They could live with it. But when they remove all the serum from these animals and put it in your vaccination programs, like what Bill Gates is trying to do now, you understand? I take it into Africa. They kill us eventually and make us feel they're what? They put in a small strain of a virus in us. So what they did was, with this virus here, they injected it into the homosexuals in 1983. Look it up. They injected it into homosexuals, and then they come and tell us it was a homosexual disease. HIV was a homosexual disease, and they knew they were lying. They told us also that in 1974, they had a virus, and they wanted to put that virus into the American population. And because they were so afraid of how the American population was going to react to the virus, the American Cancer Institute and the World Health Organization, let them take me to court, I'm speaking truth. They took that virus and they went into Haiti and they vaccinated 14,000 Haitian people, and they took these Haitians into Africa in what? Malawi, all Central Africa, where all the AIDS at right now. And they use one needle. Let them doubt me now. I'm speaking facts. They use one needle over the fire to inject other people with the virus, which they wanted to put into the American society. That is factual. Look it up. Because they themselves put it on pen and paper. You follow me? They come and tell us that AIDS started in Africa. But they never told us, and they said to us, well, it is a homosexual disease. And I asked them as well, how come it is a homosexual disease and it starts in Africa when mostly all African countries dealing with Islam, they're Muslims, they have more than one wife. They don't deal with homosexuality. As a matter of fact, they kill you for that in parts of Africa. So how come? It was in Africa. So what they do is, they always put a virus in another country. And when that virus comes into their country and start to affect them, then they start to try to curb it down. Let me give you examples. In the 60s, let me give you all examples now. Let me give you all your example. I ain't making no joke with them, you know. In the 60s, they put certain viruses in blankets for the Indians. Tell me I'm lying. In the 60s, they brought in drugs into the black community. Heroin. Tell me I'm lying. In the 60s in America, they brought in heroin into the black community in America. And they was destroying the fiber of the black community, including Malcolm X too, because he was a dope dealer until Malcolm went to jail. And listen to the thoughts of Elijah Muhammad. See, when that same heroin started to affect the white community, the man started to what? Cut down on the importation of heroin. Tell me I'm lying now. As soon as they put a virus in another country and it affects Africans, black people, they experiment on us. Because Africa is a dark continent, they call it. They experiment on us. And as soon as that virus come and it hit them in America, they started to say, oh, shoot. Oh, man, I thought it was going to just affect black people. But you know what? Let's go. Oh, shit, man. Oh, you've got to cut it down now. In the 60s, they put syphilis in black soldiers. Experimenting with the black soldiers. Am I lying? Am I speaking the truth? Tell me. Facts. So what make people like me now go and disbelieve that this one they have out here in Make by Man? Tell me. When the past history is all messed up. When they showed us in the past history that they went into Africa and they're still talking in France just last week, two doctors on a France television said, let us take the vaccines to experiment with these African people. Why you all in do it in France with the white people? Why you all take the same virus you all want to go in Africa and experiment on our people? My people, my race. Why you all take it and go and put it in the UK and in Ireland and in Spain and in Belgium and in Russia? Why every time you want to choose Africa? And then when it comes down here, you're making all these people feel when you sneeze, we get a cold in the Caribbean. So when all you sneeze out there, we get a cold. And when we get a cold, we have these house Negroes who tell us they're going to lock us down now because you all say so. I talking faction. I talking straight. Who like me, I don't care. Come up my page or you don't like me. But I'm telling you straight. How come they injected syphilis in black soldiers? How come when they brought in all the drugs in the 60s in the black community, and when all of a sudden it started to affect the white community, they cracked down on the drugs now. How come? Come on, man. Come. So why would I trust these people? Huh? Tell me. Huh? To come and tell me, no, well, corona come from blah, blah, blah. Come on. It's only when these viruses start killing their people, then they start to call a deduction and put you on lockdown and curfew. And then you can't come together. You got to separate. They put fear in your mind now. You see what I'm saying? Only when it's affecting them. Only when it affected the Prime Minister of England, only when it affected Ron Paul, who is a senator in America, then they want to cut it down now. And they have us on lockdown. They have us on lockdown, but they tell us go outside from 8 to 12 without a mask. And stay next to each other. Eh? So if you have it, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, could I give it to me? Wait, how many lockdown for 24 hours? Tuesday and Thursday. Come on, man. No, you tell me today now, oh, if you go out tomorrow in Grenada, you could only go to the supermarket, but you have to wear your mask now. So why the hell you didn't tell us that last week? Huh? That we could have been prepared for that. Because right now, if you have 15 people in Grenada get the virus, you have to be blamed. Why you have to be blamed? Because you never taught us last week and tell us, listen to me, put your mask on last week. He said, get out from 8 in the morning to 12 o'clock in the line without the mask. Now you want us to wear masks now? So if you have 15 people, 20 people being affected next week, you have to blame yourself. Minister, you understand? Lock us down. You understand? I have protection. That is my protection right here. Teach people every day. My protection. You see charcoal? Charcoal? See charcoal? Charcoal don't charcoal do not, it's not absorbable. But what it does, it binds with heavy metals and other substances and move it out of the body. Charcoal. So you see me, I'm a thinker. I just think because God gave man wisdom to think, but doing the right form of thinking. So I think and I put charcoal, I put garlic, I put onion, I put ginger, I put ice, and I put them together and I put something for your lung and I say, you know what, I'm going to take it and try it and see what happens. And I'm giving it to my people. But how come they don't teach all you that? They tell you all you wash all your hands. That's all good. But what about the immune system? What about taking these things to help the immune system when you go out in the atmosphere? They don't tell all you them things because they know better. They know better. So I just wanted to come tonight and tell all you, when all you're going outside, all your mask tomorrow, make sure you have, see still there, peppermint oil, and put it on your damn bandana, and then inhale it while you're outside. So that the peppermint oil can create a heat in your nose, in your membranes, so that the virus, if nobody's, you can't get it. How come they don't teach all you that? You know what I mean? Come on, man. I hope I teach all you tonight. You know, look at they have me all tied up in here. Look at they have me, look at me type. What's that? Watch me. You think I lying? Look at that. What's that? What's that? People packages that they send out. I can't send them out. Look at them right there. See them? Tons of them. I can't send them out. Why? Because they locked me down. Post office closed. Huh? Huh? Post office closed. Yeah? Your post office closed. You locked me down for 24 hours. I can't go outside. But you tell me Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I could go outside from 8 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon without a mask. And I have a long line in all the stores, line long, and people next to each other. So now you're coming and tell me now, tomorrow I have to go to the mask now, when last week, lots of people who is infected and not showing a symptom could have passed it on to somebody outside in the line. Eh? And when you have 15, 20 cases next week, now you won't come and say, oh, you're locked down for 5, 10 days, or you can't come outside at all. Come on, man. Yeah? So what kind of health system is that? That's a sick care system. That's not a healthcare system. You know? If the American government had moved early when Washington State was infected with this virus, with that virus, that so-called virus, If Washington State was locked down in the beginning, when Mr. Trump, the president of America, said it's a hoax. When he said that, there was time to lock down the Washington State right away, so that virus could have never end up in New York, because it's killing people from New York and people from Grenada too, dying in New York from that. It's killing people in New Orleans, because people know better. You follow me? They don't teach us nothing. And I'm telling people every day, or you want to disrupt the scriptures, it have more to come. It have more to come on the face of the earth. You know what I mean? Until everybody realize that the only person who could rule this earthly realm here is the Most High Jehovah God. You understand? The only person who could rule this earth right now, because he give man thousands of years to rule. Thousands of years he gave us to rule. And we are only showing the Most High God that we can't rule ourselves. We can't. We could talk about who's the biggest scientist. We could talk about Robert Gallo. We could talk about who going in space. We could talk about who gets into all kind of new technology. But how come all this technology you all have, your 4G, your 2G, your 5G, your this, that, your smartphone, all the things smart. Smart this and smart that. Everything smart. And all of them come from Africa too. All the parts from Africa. How come you can't bring no peace into the world? How come you can't fix no viruses? How come when you let go a plague in the atmosphere, in our environment, you can't fix it? How come? But you could give me a smartphone. You could go in the sky. You could go in Mars. You could give me a smart TV. You could give me all that. You could give me a phone to talk to me. You give me all that. But how come? How come you cannot give me peace? How come you cannot give me good health? Tell me. 6,000 years, over 6,000 years you're ruling, and you're ruling yourself. You can't rule yourself. Because we put people in power, like us, human beings, who are imperfect, infallible. They're fallible too. They're not infallible, they're fallible. Who lie, cheat, make mistakes, just like all of us. The only difference is in them, they are a little bit more educated. They might be a doctor, might be a liar, might be a this, might be a that. But they're still human beings. So we put them in power and said to them, you know what? Raise our taxes. Keep us in poverty. Make us have division among ourselves. Because I'm a Democrat and you're a Republican. I'm an NMP and you're the NDC. So they have us dividing among ourselves. Like religion. You know? Pentecostal. Jehovah's Witnesses. Seventh-day Adventists. You know? Church of God. Anglican. Confusion. So politics and religion is confusion. They cause division and confusion amongst people. Because they have us tagging against each other. I'm an NNP and you the NDC. Don't talk to me. You understand? That's the trick. You understand? But what do they do for us? They raise the taxes. They keep you living in poverty. They take the little thing under the table and come bring in so-called investors to sell your children birthright. That's what they do to us in the Caribbean. They're selling our children birthright. So we have a song coming out called Sell Out. They're selling out. They're selling out our children birthright. And because we were taught to go to school and get an education, and right now you can educate yourself on the internet, and then be a lawyer or a doctor, and have a nice house and 2 cars in front of their house, and that's their life. Well, they raise the taxes, and they keep you poor. They keep you in poverty. And they come every 5 years, every 4 years, and mamagay you, and fool you. And you're still going to them. But when the Most High tell you, he's the only hope, you say you don't want him. Blessed night, everybody. Give thanks, you know. You know. So all the Christians, all the pastors, who talking with God every day. When all you get sick, where you go? You're not by the doctor? Or you just go to the Bible, same Bible, or you just teach from? The same scriptures the pastors teach from. Lots of them, when they get sick, who do they go to? They go take the chemicals. They don't go to the scripture and look for the herbs. They don't go to Song of Solomon. They don't go to Isaiah. They don't go to Ezekiel and look at Ezekiel 47:12 and see what the herbs are to heal them. They go to the man. So you don't believe in God either. All are jokers. You know, I go to the herbs. That's where I go. I go to the healing of the nation because that's where he tell me to go. I ain't saying I go take no drugs, but not now. You understand? I was, but I got smart. So I take these. See them? Take them herbs. I go to the Most High because the Most High put me on the earth, from the earth. So I go to the earth for my cures, for my healing. You understand? Blessed love to everybody. So tomorrow they have all you out from 8 to 5. They tell all you wear all your mask. And they say one person in a car. So if you go into the supermarket, you have your wife with you. Why wouldn't they want you and your wife in the same house? That's just not common sense. If you and your wife is in the same house, why would they tell you one person in a vehicle from the household? Eh? What is the problem? You and your wife in the same house. So when you go to the store, you all come back in the same house anyway. So what's the problem? There's something wrong with their brain, man. You know? So if you find we have 20 more cases of coronavirus, so-called coronavirus in Grenada next week, I'm going to blame them. Because you all did it the wrong way. You all feel you all know everything. You all know nothing. You all feel you all know everything. When you all have a plan, Jehovah God have a better plan. When man feel he have a plan, Jehovah God have a different kind of plan for you all. You understand? You know what I mean? You know, because at the end of the day, man, go and read Revelation 6. Go and read Matthew 24. Go and read Corinthians chapter 3. In the last days, what's going to happen to us. These are the days that's coming. And the plagues are coming more. So people, I'm telling you all, prepare your all self. Like what I did. I prepare. So I don't have to go and stand up in no line. Because I see my vision from a long time. From since in February. I knew these days was going to come. So I go and I buy my peas and my beans. And I buy up all my fruits and my vegetables. And I freeze them up. You know? And I have a little go spoil my thing. I make my juices. I don't have to go outside. I don't have to go outside because I prepare. So when you come and you are not prepared and you have your lantern and lighting, one who have the light going and the one darkness, the one with the light gone and the one in the darkness stay. I'm telling you all, prepare all yourself because this is the beginning of sorrows. And because the harlot is committing fornication with the kings of the earth, the harlot which is the church, the harlot, which is the church, is committing fornication with the kings of the earth. And because she is committing fornication with the kings of the earth, she is sitting on many waters. Waters means what? In symbolic terms, waters mean people. Because the church is sitting on the people, which is water. Represent the people. Water represent the people. She is sitting on the people. And she's committing fornication with the kings of the earth. And that is why he's going to rip you out. And when he rip you out, the church, you're going to know that who is the Most High is the only one who can come and save mankind. Blessed love to everybody. And once the post office is open, people, we are going to post all your stuff for you. But for now, they have us on lockdown until tomorrow. We're going to know what's going on. So peace, everybody. And don't forget to walk with your peppermint oil. With your scarf. And inhale every day when you're outside. And don't forget to walk with your sanitizer with your hand, your oil, and your oil. Walk with that. Don't forget to take all your antiviral. Don't forget to take all your deep defense to defend yourself when you're outside. Only then alone you will have protection. Because at the end of the day, them people can't save all you. Save all yourself. Blessed love. Give thanks and praise to the Most High. Bless. Yes, I. Giving all my children them thing here. See them here? All my children taking that. My children taking all that every day. See them? This is mine right here. Making a charcoal. I warning Bill Gates. African people will rise one day. I warning all these people who want to take Africa for granted. And go into Africa and take all what we have. You know what I mean? And come back and put it in cell phone and sell it to other people. I'm warning all you. I tell all you that the African people are going to rise one day, man. We're going to rise one day. And when we rise, don't say, I didn't warn you all. African people are going to rise. Hebrew Israelites are going to rise. We're going to rise one day and we're going to take what is rightfully ours. You understand? It's only for a time. Blessed love. Give thanks and praise to the Most High. Yes, sir.